This is the Dave Elliott Show.
And good morning. Welcome into a Friday morning. We made it through another week. I can't believe it. Holy cow. I'm so excited. I'm even more excited to say good morning to the lovely and talented and far, far away Chelsi Murphy. Hi, Chelsi.
Good morning, Dave. How are you doing?
I'm darn good for a guy of my considerable age and IQ.
Good morning.
You are in Panama City this morning.
I am. So Panama City Beach, up in North Florida, in the Panhandle. So our family comes here every year during this time. So I'm excited to be here.
You know, it's interesting because you have to drive like 7 or 8 hours to get there.
It's about 7.5 hours. You know, with stops, we usually do it a meal or so in there. So we get up here around between 8 and 10 hours, depending on how long we stop for.
So let me ask you, did you stop at Buc-ee's?
So Buc-ee's is not on the way here. We'd have to go out of our way to get to Buc-ee's. But when we went to St. Augustine a couple months ago, Bobby and I did stop at Buc-ee's and had the big brisket sandwich and the fudge and all of the things. And we spent almost an hour and a half there. So it was really good.
Is it that much of a tourist attraction?
You know, it was our first time going to a Buc-ee's. So, and we ended up stopping there late at night and thinking, oh, there's not going to be anything going on. We stopped around 10 p.m. On our way, like I said, up to St. Augustine, and it was packed. We happened to be up there the same week as Bike Week, so all the bikers were in there, and the brisket was just kept coming out hot and fresh and smelled amazing. They had, of course, my favorite thing is the Bucky Bites, which is a special little treat that they have. It's kind of like a cross between popcorn, caramel corn, and okay, you remember Sugar Smacks back in the day?
Oh,
the
I
cereal
do, yeah.
Sugar Smacks?
Sugar Pop's feet.
Yeah, it was just kind of like that, but it was so good and very addicting. I had to say, take it away from me, please, or I'm going to eat the whole bag.
It ain't health food is what I'm hearing.
No. There are healthy things there. You can get a salad. You can get, have you been to one yet?
I have not. I've only heard the legend.
They're huge. They're massive.
Yeah, they're truck stops, right? They have like 100 gas pumps and.
So it's funny because the gas pumps for the four wheels or the which is the cars and stuff, is at one whole section, and then the area for the truckers pumps is clear around the other way.
Probably
and they're
a
parking
good idea.
and their showers and all that stuff. But actual Buc-ee's, like their store, doesn't have any of the showers or anything like that in it, but the other part for the truckers absolutely does.
Oh, so it's kind of divided into two sections, one for normal people and then one for truck drivers.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Normal people,
the 18 wheels and the
people.
4 wheels. Yeah.
Is that what they call them? 4-wheelers and 18-wheelers? Makes a certain amount of sense, I guess.
Yeah.
And so tell me about Panama City Beach. What is that like? I've never been up to that area or Destin or any of those other places.
Sure.
Walton
So my
Beach.
parents bought up here when I was 12 years old, and it's a timeshare, but we've been coming every year. My parents own 3 weeks. I always, as I got older, I come the third week because I can't take that much time off work. But they're up here almost the whole month. It's a condo that literally, I'm looking right now at the beach, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. You walk out from our building right onto the beach, and it's sugar sand, and the water is turquoise blue up here. It's absolutely beautiful. It used to be one of the biggest spring break areas. Remember when MTV used to say live for spring break? This was one of the places that they would come to back when I was even a teenager. So, but they, now it used to be called the Redneck Riviera is what they called it.
I remember that.
Yeah. And Alabama, Georgia, that's most of the vacationers that we run into are from those areas. But now it's just become a melting pot of the whole of the whole United States. I mean, we've met people from Michigan, we've met people from up in Pennsylvania. I mean, everybody's comes down here, and it's grown so much over the years. And of course, now you have Seaside and Destin and Rosemary Beach, and just beautiful area for families to come to, and great restaurants and lots of things to do.
I was just going to ask you if the amenities for tourists are plentiful there. I imagine that because it is a tourist destination, they have a lot of seasonal businesses, or is it like Naples in that regard?
It is, and their season is summer. So we are on the tail end of their season. It's the wind down here for them, which is really nice because it's kind of quiet. So like last night we went to Dolly Parton I don't remember if you remember her Grand Stampede that she used to have, kind of like medieval times, but it was country themed. Now she has a pirate themed dinner theater, and it is massive. And we went last night, and it's got Cirque du Soleil acts in there. So you have high flying, people on ropes and silks, and then you have they dive into a pool. It was just a lot of fun. The cannons were going off. They had mermaids. It was a lot of fun. And of course, Dolly Parton sings.
I'd go for the mermaids.
Yeah, the mermaids were great. They came out of the ceiling on anchors, and then they ended up doing some. They were massive anchors, and they were doing acrobats with the anchors and different things, and then they ended up diving into the water and doing some more, synchronized swimming in the water. And the water, of course, was colored and fountains, and it was just absolutely beautiful. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time last night, and it was a long show. So and they serve you dinner while you're watching it.
Well, I would imagine if it's long, you want to have something to eat to keep you going.
Yeah. It was good.
Speaking of big entertainment venues, did you hear that we're getting a new one in Southwest Florida?
Which one are you talking?
Voulez-Vous Cabaret Dinner Theater, and it is located at the corner of Imperial Parkway and Bonita Beach Road, where the Southwest Florida Performing Arts Center used to be, and before that, the one I'm talking about?
Yes, I do know what you're talking about. I did not hear about that.
It was built as a drugstore and never opened as a drugstore, and then Brian Spina from Captain Brian's bought it and turned it into a performing arts venue, and now a new owner has taken over, and they're going to do, I guess, like a 3-hour cabaret style show in the performing area. It sounds like it'll be really interesting.
That sounds fun.
Tim Ayton was telling us Tuesday about it, and he said that they've hired a director, and if they've hired a director, that sounds to me like they're going to use local talent.
That will be interesting. That'll be interesting to see what happens and what unfolds. We have a lot of talented people in Southwest Florida.
We do indeed.
Naples, Bonita, and the School of Rock is really big, and that's producing some amazing talent out of there. I don't know if
the School of Rock. I've never heard of that. I know the movie.
So School of Rock, they have one in Naples and one in Fort Myers, I believe. We'll have to get the school founders on one day.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because they do an amazing job. They just had at Sugar Shack, they've had Battle of the Bands, and 2 of the bands from School of Rock have competed and are in the finals, actually.
Really?
So, and these are teenagers, and they are amazing. They all, they play the instruments, they have their singers, they do their, coordinating their dances, and they just do a really great job. So they teach voice, piano,
I thought I knew a lot
guitar.
about what was going on in this town, but I have not. This is the first I've heard of this School of Rock thing. Where are they located in Naples? Do you know?
I'd have to look up the exact address, but it's off Pine Ridge, over by where Giuseppe the Lions used to be. So
Mission
or Noodles.
Plaza.
Yeah, Mission. So, but I think it's in the one before that. But they're School of Rock, and like I said, they have drummers, and they teach all kinds of genres. So it's not just like rock that they teach, but most kids want to learn, of course, that kind of stuff. So they start you from the basics, and they teach you all the way through. And
it's a music school.
Yeah, yeah.
Expert music lessons that inspire confidence and creativity.
But the thing about School of Rock, it's not just teaching the instruments. They have studios set up, so they teach you about recording. They also teach you about stage presence and how to perform. There are venues around town that really support them that will have School of Rock bands come and play. So I know that they're going to be doing some stuff, I hope, this year in Sugden Park. I heard some rumors about that, so I'm excited to see what progresses with them. So they've been going for a
Apparently,
while.
this is a franchise, and they've been around 25 years. They have over 400 locations across the world, and they
Yes.
have so far apparently graduated, or whatever the word is, 65,000 students.
I believe
am
it.
fascinated by this. I had not heard about this. Boy, you find the cool stuff.
I'm out and about, so yeah, we kind of plugged into the entertainment scene, as you know, and so this is real encouraging for me because this is bringing up a new generation of entertainers and music enthusiasts, if you will. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, it was piano lessons, and I would have to get on my bicycle and ride about 4 miles to my piano lesson, carrying my music with me in the basket on the front of my bike. I would get there, and I'd be out of breath, and because I was always late. And
Of
I would
course.
sit there, and I don't even remember the piano teacher's name, but I do remember this. This is how long ago this was. I went to her house one day, and she had her TV on, and it was in color.
Oh,
And
there
I
you
thought,
go.
wow, these people must be wealthy. They have a color TV. And I couldn't get over how cool it was. I went home and told my mom, I said, Miss, whatever her name is, has a colored TV,
Oh, fun.
and we need to get one. She went, yeah, I need another belly button, another belly button, you know.
Like we're made of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
That old saying, money doesn't grow on the trees.
I
does it?
absolutely hated piano lessons. I took it for 10 years. I hated every minute of it. So naturally, I can piddle around on the piano, but I'm nowhere near the skill level I should be for 10 years of taking piano from about 6 to about 16 years old.
Oh my gosh. I took saxophone lessons, if you can believe that.
Well, I know you used to be a roller derby queen, so you just muted yourself, Chelsi. I didn't do it. You did it. It just says you muted
Sorry,
me. There you go.
my screen went dark, so I pushed enter and it must have done it. I apologize.
Oh,
So-
that's okay. Yeah, wiggle your mouse when, just
Yep, it's
your
on. Yeah.
trackpad.
Can you
like
hear me
that.
now?
I hear you fine.
Okay.
Everything's good.
So I took saxophone lessons when I was little, and I started in 4th grade. And the teacher would say to me, "Okay, here's the music I want you to learn for this week." And for some reason, the notes just never made sense to me. Later on, they found out I was dyslexia, so the music notes just were like a jumbled mess to me. But if I heard it, I could play it.
Yeah.
So I would Jingle Bells. I listened to a jazz rendition because that's what she had me playing, and I went back and she goes, "This is not what I have you learn." And I said, "Oh, I listened to a tape and I practiced what I heard on the tape." She said, "Well, it's Jingle Bells, but it's a lot more advanced than what I have you playing."
Really?
Yeah, because again, I was listening to a jazz version that I found versus just a basic,
Well, see, what
wah,
I've always
wah,
liked
wah.
about being able to play a brass or a woodwind instrument is that, unlike a piano, you play one note at a time. With a piano,
Okay.
you can play up to 10 notes at a time if you can make all 10 fingers do that. But usually
There-
it's about 6 notes at a time.
There would have been no way at that point in my life that I would have been able to read piano notes.
Oh, it would have looked like vegetable soup.
It did look like vegetable soup, alphabet soup. Yeah.
So I've always thought, and when I got into high school, I wanted to play flute. I thought the
Yeah.
flute was the coolest sounding instrument I'd ever heard.
Like a jazz
And my
flute
mom
or
said
just
to me,
flute
"I will
flute?"
not allow you to play flute until you get better at piano."
Oh.
Thinking that would be a motivator for me. Well, what it really did is it shut me down. I said, well, if that's the case, then I'm going to not even apply myself at piano.
You were done.
I was done. Yeah, that
Oh,
was pretty
gosh.
much it.
Oh,
So there's a lot happening. We're not at, as I mentioned yesterday on the show, we're not at season yet, but people are making noise about season because it's not that far away.
correct.
And
And
with the advent of pumpkin spice, which I understand is going to be launching at a coffee shop near you in the next week or two, fall can't be far behind.
so, are you a pumpkin spice fan?
Only pumpkin spice Xanax.
Okay. I am not a pumpkin spice fan at all.
I manage to have one pumpkin spice drink a year.
Really?
And,
Okay.
and that's
that's
it. That's enough. I mean, it's like anything else. It's like peppermint or molasses. I can take it in small doses, but I don't want pumpkin spice everything. I mean,
agree.
it's too much.
It comes on and it's just it seems like it takes over everything. Pumpkin spice donuts, pumpkin spice coffee, all of the things. And the other day I was in Trader Joe's and there was pumpkin spice pasta. I thought, this is ridiculous. Now it's gone too far. So,
Well, now my wife likes squash ravioli, butternut squash ravioli.
I do too, but not pumpkin spice.
Not pumpkin spice. Well, they're both
And
they're both in the pumpkin family or the squash
well,
family.
it's not a ravioli. It was an actual just noodle. It wasn't,
Oh, really?
because I love getting the butternut squash ravioli, but this was just a noodle, pumpkin spice noodle, and I thought, ugh, I can pass on that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
So
I go for my strawberry acai refresher with lemonade.
there you go.
That's
That sounds good.
my go-to Starbucks drink.
There you go. I have found this little Vietnamese place, and it's on Pine Ridge, and I cannot tell you the name of it. It's on Pine Ridge. It's behind the gas station, and it's where the Chinese market used to be.
Is that where
or the
Noodles was
Asian
at
market.
Y'all Street and Y'all?
Mimi's is there. Mimi's Cafe is there.
That's the French place?
Yes, it's on the
And
corner.
that's on the
and then-
corner, and I think that's Y'all Street and Pine Ridge, if I'm not mistaken. And there used to be a Hess station there. I'm not
Yes.
sure what the.
There's still like it's an unnamed kind of gas station, but in there's a little Vietnamese place that sells teas and matchas, and they have really good Vietnamese food. So I'll go there sometimes for lunch. But they have a peach mango tea that I have become addicted to, and it's so good.
Just
And
peach
they'll
and
put-
mango, or does
It's
it?
peach. Yeah, it's a peach and mango flavoring together. And then
It's
they
called
sometimes
Faux 80 and Boba Bear Tea.
there you go, boba bear, and they'll put the little boba pieces in there.
I don't like
the
those bubbly things.
The tapioca. That's the word I was looking for. So,
Tapioca. No, I don't. I'm not big on those little whatever those globs of stuff are that go in.
It's giant tapioca balls. Is
and
what
you
it
and you
is.
have to have a big giant wide straw if you get a cold drink with those things in them, because they
Yes,
won't,
so that the boba
clog up
doesn't-
the straw.
Yeah.
It's called
That's-
PHO or Faux 80 and
Faux
Boba
80.
and Boba Bear.
And boba. I do know it's boba bear because the cute little boba bear that's on the wall.
And it's got a
but
4.7 out of 5 review, so that's pretty good.
It is really good, and the food is super fresh. I like their spring rolls, the Vietnamese spring rolls, and of course they have the grilled. So Vietnamese food is grilled, and then they also do a lot of fresh mint and carrots, pickled carrots, and different things like that.
Is it spicy?
And it can be. I
Like
don't get it
Szechuan?
spicy.
Yeah.
Well, there's no sauce really. It's all spices. Like I said, it's really clean food. So and sometimes they'll put chopped peanuts on it, but again, no sauce. It's grilled.
It says
And then
here
they
their popular menu items are beef noodle soup, which is pho,
correct.
grilled pork or beef banh mi, fresh spring rolls, and taro or fruit boba teas.
It's real. Like I said, I really enjoy it. That's kind of a new little find that I go to for lunch because I work up the street. So
Does boba mean bubble?
I don't know. I know that boba is the tapioca that they put in the drinks, but to be honest with you, I've never looked.
Because I always thought of those as bubbles.
It kind of, they look like bubbles, little black bubbles.
Well, let's just find out. Let's see.
Boba. What does boba mean?
What does boba mean? It says it's another term for bubble tea.
There you go.
So that must.
But I don't know what the word actually translates to. So.
Well, let's see here. It says, what is the real meaning of boba? The word boba has a surprisingly cheeky dual meaning. It technically refers to large, chewy tapioca pearls in milk tea, but it originated from Taiwanese slang for large breasts. Bo meaning wave and ball, and ba meaning lord or overlord.
Okay.
So I guess it has something to do with boobs. I don't know.
The overlords. I mean, that kind of.
I'll never be able to drink it. Okay. Anyway, so much of that. We have things to talk about this morning and where to go, what to do, and we're going to do that. But first, a little break, okay?
Sounds good.
We'll be right back.
You've got Dave Elliott.
A minute out for Alice Sweetwater's. You know how much I love Alice's? Well, let me tell you how much I love Alice's. For the last 22 years, I have been telling everybody I can about how great Alice Sweetwater's is. From their fresh-made seafood dishes to their incredible bar, their wild wine list, the ability to eat indoors or outdoors, and I might add, some pretty darn nice gazpacho, you will find exactly what you're looking for at Alice Sweetwater's. Try the shrimp wontons, for example. They're absolutely fantastic. Or the little mini sliders, or the grouper fish and chips, or the grouper dinner, or the grouper Reuben. You get my drift? There's a lot of stuff going on at Alice Sweetwater's, including the best sandwich in America, the lobster Reuben. Check it all out at the corner of Airport Road and Glades Boulevard. Alice Sweetwater's, where they serve crabs, shrimps, and big people.
Have you finally found your dream home, or are you looking to refinance or pull equity from your home? Then call Alpha Title Services of Florida. Don't let fraud or hidden property issues, such as liens, unpaid taxes, boundary mistakes, or a cloud on title, to name a few, ruin your big day. That's why you need Alpha Title Services in your corner. They do the deep digging to complete your contract conditions and assure your title is clear in order to provide the ultimate protection on your family's investment. Before you sign on the dotted line, make sure your future will be truly yours by contacting Alpha Title Services at 239-260-1495. To protect your dream, let your realtor or lender know you choose Alpha Title Services of Florida to handle all of your closing needs. Trust the people who have been serving the real estate community since 1999. Trust the people you can call to ask questions before signing your contract. Trust Alpha Title Services of Florida. Online at alphatitleservices.com or call 239-260-1495.
Are you ready for a culinary experience like no other? Mark your calendars for the event of the season. Sizzle Dining is happening starting September 1st through the 30th. Picture this, a world of flavors, a celebration of taste, and a chance to make a difference in our community. Savor delectable dishes, expertly crafted by top chefs, each plate telling a story of passion and creativity. But that's not all. Sizzle Dining benefits Blessings in a Backpack of Southwest Florida, a charity dedicated to ensuring no child has a hungry weekend. Dine with purpose. Every time you indulge in the exquisite offerings during Sizzle Dining, a portion of the proceeds will go directly to Blessings in a Backpack. So gather your loved ones, invite your friends, and come experience culinary excellence while making a meaningful impact. Share your moments with #DineWithPurpose. Sizzle Dining, taking place the entire month of September, where taste, compassion, and community come together in perfect harmony. Reserve your table today, because with Sizzle Dining, every bite counts and every meal matters.
He's not really old. He's 45, plus shipping and handling. Dave Elliott.
Back here on Friday morning, and I have been corrected, Chelsi Murphy, by our good friend Tim Ayton. It tells you how ignorant I am about Vietnamese food. I had no idea that PHO is actually pronounced pho.
Pho, yeah.
Pho.
Pho.
He sent me a thing. He said it's pronounced pho, and I said like
Like what?
like you know, like
huh?
Duh. So now I know. I learned something new. And now, I would have felt really stupid had I gone in there and ordered something with faux in it, only to find out it's pho.
And you know what? I don't think they would have.
Faux means fake.
Okay.
Like FAUX.
Yes. But I don't think they would have been. I think a lot of people call it faux. But thank you, Tim, because Tim is correct. It is pho. But I don't think they would say anything to you, to be honest.
Well, they would to me because I'm such an idiot. You know.
I wouldn't say an idiot, but
Now, speaking of delicacies, have you ever eaten escargot?
Of course.
I love good escargot.
You and me both.
The very first time I ever had them was at a French restaurant in the middle of the Mojave Desert.
Really?
And this little restaurant was every Friday and Saturday night. You had to know somebody to get in there.
Wow.
And they would do the escargot, and they had the little thing with the little dents in it where each of the escargot would sit, and they were in butter and garlic. And oh my Lord!
So they had the actual plate, the indented plate, correct?
Yeah, with the
Okay,
six.
yeah.
And you get 6 of them in a serving, I think, at that restaurant.
So good. So
Good.
good.
I could have just eaten those all night long. Of course, they're snails for
Yes.
people who don't know,
Yes.
but they're superb, and they're not pronounced pho.
No. They're pronounced escargot.
Escargot. So what is going on out there these days that we need to know about?
So right now it's very quiet, and we still have all of our local bars and restaurants that are doing live music. We have, like I said, we have the Battle of the Bands going on at Sugar Shack. But the thing that I like to do in the summertime is go visit some of our beautiful resorts that we don't always get to see during season because they're so packed. And a lot of them are offering those resort passes for the day. Mm-hmm. And so I was looking them up, and during season, Margaritaville had resort passes or day passes, and they were up into like the 90s and the hundreds. Now they're down to $60 for a day pass at Margaritaville, Fort Myers Beach, and that gets you the chair, the umbrella. You can use the pool, access to their beachside restaurants, that kind of thing. So that's a fun one.
Then do they guarantee you'll get a chair and an umbrella?
If you with the day pass, yep.
So that's like a mini version of a cabana.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. But the cabanas for the families, you can get those at $300, and then if you want a spa treatment, they start at $129. So they're offering some deals right now.
Well, cabanas are more expensive than rooms.
Yes.
Isn't that ironic?
But you can go on Groupon. I saw some stuff on Groupon for Margaritaville too.
Oh, really?
So check that out and see what kind of deals they've got going on. The Hyatt Regency at Coconut Point Resort has that beautiful lazy river. And then they also have the big pools and their beachside as well. So they've got some day passes going.
And they have like a mini little water park there.
Yes. And so their day pass is $100. It's a little bit more expensive, but they offer all kinds of different amenities that come with that. So that's good.
I heard Great Wolf has some deals too.
They do. I'm coming up on that one. I have that one
we'll
written
tease
down
it.
too.
We'll get there when you get there.
Pink Shell Resort. They're really they have some.
Fort Myers Beach.
Fort Myers Beach, they have a day pass for $30. So I thought that was nice. You can go and get on their beach and use their pool. And they have that little walk-up restaurant, cabana restaurant as well. Let me go down to Great Wolf here because these Sunseekers, I don't know if you've been out to Sunseekers yet.
That's up in Punta Gorda?
Yeah, the Charlotte Harbor. It's a huge resort. I was there the other day, and I couldn't believe how big it was. We went there for a tour, but their day passes are $50, and their pool is, I feel like it's an acre. It's huge, and it's right on the water as well. But the pool is absolutely gorgeous. Their day passes are $50, and that gets you food and drink credit as well.
Now that's on the river, though. It's not on the.
It's not on the
Gulf.
beach, but like I said, their pool is amazing, and it's a nice drive. And you're up there by the Charlotte Harbor, which I think is really pretty, and it's a nice view.
Isn't that hotel about to be upgraded even more? It was built by Allegiant Airlines
Okay.
and they weren't able to make a go of it, so they sold it, and I forget who they sold it to. Tim knows. And I forget who they sold it to, but it's I think it's some big hotel group, and I think their plans are to really turn it into something spectacular.
Nice. I don't know anything about that, but I mean, I just know it's a spectacular property already. The other thing is, if you don't want to just go and sit by the pool, you can go for a spa treatment, and then you also get access to the pool. So if you go up there for a massage or a facial, something like that, maybe just if you want to take your wife up there for her birthday or just for something nice, say, honey, let's get away for the day, have a nice drive together, have her get a massage, then go sit by the pool. They have some really good deals starting at $155, which is pretty affordable price.
This is because of shoulder season, right? Where
because of off season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those deals will go away when people start coming back.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, let me go back down. You were talking about
Great Wolf.
Great Wolf, yeah, because I have La Playa here, but they're way up there. They were the highest one. So Great Wolf's day pass has gone down to $60, which is, I think, a great deal. Because usually when you go into Great Wolf, you're looking at $80 just to walk in the door. Mm-hmm. But their day pass is now $60. So, and they're calling it their Endless Summer Sail Resort Pass. So that to me is a great deal. It's indoors, so you don't have to worry about sunscreen, all that fun stuff. So those are just a few of them. But you can go on to resortpass.com, and they also have some coupons, and they have all of these deals that are listed for you as well. So that again is resortpass.com, and that gets you into the day passes all around from Marco all the way up to Punta Gorda.
Well, you
so
know your stuff.
Cool
I think it's cool that somebody put together a website that helps you save some dough. So
Yeah,
if you're
and
looking for a day trip or a staycation, maybe just over the weekend, you can really take advantage.
Exactly, and I really think that I go to this Resort Pass quite a bit. My members and residents at the club will ask, "Hey, Chelsea, we just want to get away. What can we do?" And I've used them quite a bit for that as well. So
cool,
fun stuff there.
Yeah,
and of course, our beaches now are not as populated, so we can get to them. And so, our beaches here in Naples are absolutely beautiful. I love them this time of year if you can stand the heat. So.
Well, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the beach.
That's right.
That's the way I look at it.
Pool. So I have a question for you, Dave. So up here we've been having weather advisories, heat advisories, and we've had quite a few people that have been taken off the beach because it's so hot, and the water has been choppy because we've had some storms in the afternoons. We had a heat index the other day of 116. How's the weather in Naples right now?
It's not 116, but I just was watching the local weather forecast, and we've had 10 days in a row, which I think sets or ties a record for heat advisories in this area, and that's something that is a result of, I guess, global warming or climate change, whatever you want to call it. And you just got to be careful. You got to hydrate. You got to stay out of the direct sun, especially if you have ever had skin cancer or, have been treated for anything like that. My advice is go where the air conditioning is. I mean, it can't be any easier than that. Even if you have a doctor's appointment or something, just get in and out quickly.
Fun stuff, huh? I mean, it's been really hot up here. We've enjoyed it. We go out for... At the most, I think we've been out for 4 hours on the beach. But like you said, we take our drinks and we stay hydrated. I bought those little neck towels. They're calling cooling neck towels, and you get them wet and put them around your neck.
I've seen those.
We use those quite a bit.
I saw a guy on TV the other day who was being interviewed for some news story, and he had on a wide-brimmed hat. And in the hat, on the front left and right, were two embedded little fans.
I saw
that ran off batteries and were blowing air on his face.
It's so funny. I saw those on TikTok, and I thought, are those real?
Oh,
I guess they are.
Don't even get me started on TikTok. I went down the rabbit hole yesterday and spent a half an hour on Instagram that I'll never get back. I'll just
Well,
never get it
Instagram is
back.
different than TikTok.
Well, it's a little different. I mean, it's still got people selling stuff like crazy when you go there,
Oh.
depending on who you follow.
It's funny, the social media has gotten so different than, I mean, it just keeps evolving, of course, but I can remember when you didn't see an ad anywhere on social media, and now it's littered.
everywhere.
You'd be watching a reel, and the reel will cut, and you'll get a commercial for one of those games of saving the mom and the baby in the snow, or
By the way, I don't know if this is the case or not. You've been there, but I just got a text from a listener who said when we were talking about Buc-ee's a little while ago, that it's not a truck stop. They actually have signs that say no trucks with a picture of a semi. Is that your understanding, or did you see a lot of 18-wheelers there?
Like I said, they were towards the back. It said truck entrance, like 18-wheelers, and then we had the store and the gas station up front.
Okay.
Maybe some of them are dual purpose and some of them are single purpose, but I know that there was trucks in the back.
Well, anyway, just wanted to acknowledge the listener. I don't know his name. He didn't put it, or her name. They didn't put it in the text. But anyway, you can feel free to text us or call us at 305-699-2665, live between, say, 7 a.m. and about 8:45 a.m. Eastern time. We appreciate that very much. If you would, you can call after that, but nobody will answer the phone.
There you go.
We're not live. And not that I want to be mean.
No,
So not
but
live.
you do want to let somebody know. Yeah.
Resort passes are a big thing, and but I imagine there are lots more things besides resort passes happening out there.
So in the Mercado, which is a fun place to go now too because it's quiet, they're having the Mercado Burger Battle, and that goes through the end of the month. So if you go on to experiencemercado.com, you can vote, but they have the different things. So I'm going to read what they have here. It says, some of your favorite restaurants have created special burgers if you try during the month of August. Taste your way around the Mercado and rank each burger. Once you vote, you'll be entered to win $250 Mercado Experience package, including gift cards and fun summer merch. How it works is you visit the participating restaurants through the month, ask for their signature burger creation, scan the QR code at each location to visit the link, and cast your vote. So the different ones that are the contenders, as they say, is 239, Hampton Social, The Pub, Taberna Burntwood. I can never say that right. Taberna Burntwood and Tap 42. Oh, and Waxon's even has one too. So yeah, they're all within that $20 range for those burgers. And some of them sound really good. The 239 We Be Jammin', double grass-fed bacon, jam, crispy onion strings, cheddar, pickle, lettuce, tomato, onion, and the 239 sauce. Some of them sound really.
I'm surprised Shake Shack isn't on the list.
I don't know. Have you been there yet? Have you been to the Shake Shack?
I have not.
I've heard really mixed reviews about Shake Shack, and
well, they're opening another one, I think, down in South Naples, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah, I've had one of my girlfriends went and had an amazing burger, and then one of my other friends went and was like, they'll never go back. So again,
Really?
very mixed reviews. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you're going to get that with any chain.
Yeah. So do you like a smash burger, or do you like
I don't eat red meat,
burger?
as you probably know. But
Okay, so if you had a turkey
I would
burger.
do a smashed turkey burger.
There you go. I am a smash burger girl. I love.
What is the allure of a smash burger over a regular juicy plump hamburger?
I think the texture. I like the fact that the edges of the meat get kind of crispy. And, you can't have a single smash burger. You have to have a double smash burger. And that's probably the equivalent of one, juicy burger.
Kind of defeats the purpose, though, doesn't it?
Well, I grew up in Illinois, and the first place I ever worked was a Steak and Shake. And so maybe that's why, because they do the smash burgers with the fresh meat and the crispy edges, and the cheese melts right in between. You put the cheese in between the patties, and it's almost like a stuffed burger. It sounds so good.
Well, what is
now.
what is the purpose of a smash burger? How did it come to be, and why is it?
I would think it was to cook the burgers faster, because if you're doing a big, thick, juicy hamburger, it takes some real skill because you do it to temp.
Well,
and
this isn't new, because Mickey D's and Burger King have been making smashed up little hamburgers for years.
And then what do? They produce fast food. So I think that the smash burger that'd be something fun to look up, but I'm pretty sure it's because they can expedite it quickly and get it out faster. But I do like a good smash burger.
I've just been notified by Xfinity that I may be experiencing a service interruption due to a network performance issue. So far, we're still streaming, but if we disconnect, my advice would be wait a minute, refresh your browser, and try again. You may have to refresh your browser 2 or 3 times if we lose the stream. We've had nothing but problems here. They came into my neighborhood about a month ago, and we're upgrading the network. And of course, in terms of upgrading the network, that means they totally destroy your internet and your TV service. So for an entire week, I put up with this. My first week on streaming, naturally, and it was ugly. I was freaking out. I didn't know what I was going to do. And now it's settled down, but I've just been notified that we're probably going to lose it here at some point soon. So be prepared for that. If you try to refresh your browser 3 or 4 times in a 5-minute span and it doesn't come back up, that's because the fine folks at the cable company have decided I don't need internet.
There you go.
I'm blaming it on them.
Let's blame it on them.
Well, 99% reliability is what I keep hearing, and it's nowhere near that from where I live. I'll be really honest with you about it. So anyway, smash burgers.
I looked up while you were talking about Comcast. I looked it up where they came from. It came in the 1920s. They started the 19th century. 19th and early 20th century, speed up the cooking and stretch the meat. Was the technical reason why they started. The Kentucky Legend at Dairy Cheer in Ashland, pressed meat with a heavy can or tool became a local signature that locked in the juices and caramelized the edges. So it was for the things that I thought, for speed and to stretch the meat so that, because there wasn't a lot of meat back then.
When they say stretch the meat, what they're really telling you is you're going to get less, but think you're getting the same amount.
Exactly. Lots of fixins.
So I was going to say, I had a veggie burger yesterday. I met an old school chum, and we went to a local place, one of those breakfast lunch places, and I got a veggie burger, and the bun was so big that I had to smash it.
Oh, gosh.
It was one of those buttered buns. It was just tender and as flavorful as could be. And it had greens, and it was supposed to have avocado or guacamole or something. It didn't have that. And onions and sauce. And it was, I have to say, it was delicious. A smashed veggie burger.
A smashed veggie burger.
Now I've heard of everything.
Now you know, right?
Yeah. And my friend was smart. He got the pesto chicken salad, you see.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Which is what I should have had.
That sounds really good.
So anyway, smash burger, burger contest at Mercado.
At the Mercado, yeah. But I will say this, and I'll tell you, my favorite smash burger in town is at the Oasis, which is the corner of Pine Ridge and 41.
The old Pelican Larry's.
Yes, and I believe it's Tuesdays. They have them as their special. So
really,
So
is there food? Really is there food good in there?
It is, and the new owners have really themed it Chicago, and so they're a Chicago bar. So if you want to watch the Bears, the Cubs, you can go there. And
the Bears.
It's really become the Bears. Yeah,
the Bears.
It's become very, very popular.
Do they have Chicago style pizza in there?
They do. They do.
Oh.
And they also own Sonny's, which is on Immokalee. And Sonny's has more pizza. They're really famous for the Chicago pizza down there and their Chicago-style beef and all that stuff.
Sonny's, is that the one that used to be Zoomers?
Yeah.
Zookies.
Zookies. I knew it was a Zookie. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's up there by where International College. No, it's past that, isn't it? It's more east on Immokalee Road.
Yes.
Sonny's.
It's past I-75 for sure, but yeah. And it's on as you're heading that way.
You could tell
past I-75.
You can tell I don't get out much.
If you're heading east, it's going to be on the left side of the street. So.
Right. Yeah. Kind of set back off the road a little ways.
Yeah. So all kinds of fun things. Let's see, what else have we got? We've got Wonder at Naples Botanical Gardens, and that I was trying to look that up real quick. It's for kids. The Wonder, so they have different things like for the kids to do with art projects, and it looks like they have little looms and things that they can look through. I apologize, my computer just shut down while I was looking through this stuff, so I apologize. I've got written down the Alfresco Art Family Day at the Collier Museum. That's Saturday, August the 22nd. Sunday night is Ladies' Night at Reader's Theater, and they will be playing. That's at the Marco Island Center for the Arts. It is Ladies' Night, the play. I apologize, not Ladies' Night.
Not Ladies' Night where you come and get a deal.
And it's by Kristen Estes, and it's a fun take on what girls do when they go out. So, and that's at the Marco Island Center for Arts. Again, Sunday night, the 23rd. So, and then the 24th is the story time and crafts at Collier County Public Library. I was looking at all of the stuff that's going on at the public library for kids this summer. There's a lot going on. They have storytellers. They have people that come in and share their experiences. They have special classes for free for kids that need help learning how to read better. So if you have a child or a grandchild that needs a little special attention, and maybe you don't want to seek out a full-time tutor, take them to the library. They have people there that will be more than happy to help them learn how to read and give them some fun things to look up and teach them the Dewey Decimal System. Remember that?
I do.
Which is pretty much extinct, but there is a class that still teaches children about the Dewey Decimal System, which I was really it was nostalgic for me to see that.
A little geeky, maybe, too.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen,
fun.
we got a little bit more to go. I got to take a break here, and we'll be right back.
Sure.
Stay there.
You've got Dave Elliott.
Comes to your health, there's no cookie cutter way to do things. Each person is individualized in their needs and their desires, and that's the case with your hearing, too. Naples Audiology and Hearing Center, with 2 locations in Naples, one in Colonial Square off Goodlette Frank Road, the other in the Vanderbilt Commons at Vanderbilt and Collier Boulevard, are here to help you. They help you with individualized treatment. You go in for a free hearing evaluation, and if you should happen to need a little help from a hearing device, they can offer you the exact device you need, the exact technology you need for your particular needs. Don't let your hearing get in the way of enjoying your life. They even have devices that can cut out the background noise if you're in a big crowd someplace. Naples Audiology and Hearing Center, I've been going to them for years, and I know you should too. Believe me, you will notice the difference right away. Naples Audiology and Hearing Center, online at napleshearingcenter.com.
Are you ready for a culinary experience like no other? Mark your calendars for the event of the season. Sizzle Dining is happening starting September 1st through the 30th. Picture this, a world of flavors, a celebration of taste, and a chance to make a difference in our community. Savor delectable dishes, expertly crafted by top chefs, each plate telling a story of passion and creativity. But that's not all. Sizzle Dining benefits Blessings in a Backpack of Southwest Florida, a charity dedicated to ensuring no child has a hungry weekend. Dine with purpose. Every time you indulge in the exquisite offerings during Sizzle Dining, a portion of the proceeds will go directly to Blessings in the Backpack. So gather your loved ones, invite your friends, and come experience culinary excellence while making a meaningful impact. Share your moments with hashtag Dine with Purpose. Sizzle Dining, taking place the entire month of September, where taste, compassion, and community come together in perfect harmony. Reserve your table today, because with Sizzle Dining, every bite counts and every meal matters.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
He's reached that age where his brain goes, you probably shouldn't say that, to, I can't wait to see where this goes. Dave Elliott.
All right, we're back here with Chelsi Murphy, about to wrap things up for where to go, what to do. We've still got a little bit of time left to cover that, and I hope you can stay with us. By the way, I heard from Tommy just a few minutes ago. He lives both in Naples and New Jersey, and he says that Off the Hook Comedy Club, Captain Brian's, makes a pretty darn good smash burger. So there you go, Chelsi.
Tommy would know. Hey, Tommy. Shout out to Tommy. He comes on my Facebook, and we talk back and forth quite a bit. So shout out to Tommy. He's quite an entertainer as well.
I'm trying to get him. I just texted him and asked him if we could get him on to talk about his act.
Yes.
So I think
that would be great.
He's a great guy, and he's a huge listener to the show. We really appreciate his taking a few minutes. I know he's a busy guy. He's got a lot of stuff to learn and bookings and everything else to do. A very popular guy. So we're going to get him on, and we'll have some fun talking about his act coming up. Speaking of which, it's probably not a bad time to remind people that we do have a lot of live entertainment in this town.
That is very true. I was just going to say, Jack's has their Blues and Brews Festival going on every weekend on Sunday from 1 to 4. They get acts from all over the country that come in to do the Blues and Brews, and they do a great job. We have Riverside in Bonita on the rooftop. The food truck park, they do a great job. Sugar Shack. I mean, any of these little places all have live music on the weekends, and it's just wonderful. We have Fort Myers Beach. We have the Whale with Bob Tabarini takes care of the entertainment down there. Shout out to Bob. He does a great job. He's been on the show with us before. When I filled in for you, when I used to fill in, he talked about his charity that he does, and he works with School of Rock as well. And he's going to be having a Battle of the Bands coming up here in September that we'll talk about.
Good.
He's actually asked me to be a judge, which I'm really excited about. So I'll let you know more about that as it comes about. But
do you think you can be judgmental?
Oh, yes. It's funny because whenever we go to these things, I feel like I'm the Simon, because I'm like, oh, no, I don't like that. And then the judges will be like, it's great. You're doing this, you're doing that. But again, I do have a judge's ear, I believe, because when I book bands, I want to make sure that they're the best that I can put into an establishment. So I'm pretty harsh on them. So.
Well, if you're not, the audience will be, and they won't.
Correct.
Come back. The one thing that I have a problem with is when you go to a restaurant, a bar or restaurant, where they serve food and people gather, the music, at least at dinner time, is always too loud. You can never have a conversation. You got to yell across the table to be heard. And I would just like to suggest that if it's, say, between 5 and 7, maybe tone it down a little bit and then crank it up after 7.
So there's been quite a few restaurants that I've managed in the past, as you know, that was always my direction, your background. And so I need you to be background. I love the live music element in the restaurant, but I'd say to them, until 7:30, I need you to be just the background. I don't want people applauding for you. I don't want you talking. I just want you gliding through the music, number to number. Take a little break if you need to. This is the time for you to warm up, get your instrument ready, but I don't want you blasting them out. And then at that 7:30, after you take that 7:30 break and you come back, I'll announce you as a performance, and then the show starts. And it really worked well, and people enjoyed it. And because at that 7:30 kind of time period, they're winding down, they're having their after-dinner cocktail, maybe their dessert, they would then say, oh, they're going to have a performance now, and they would stay. And I really thought that was a great transition, and it held people in their seats longer in some of these smaller restaurants. That I think is a great winning combination. And whenever I work with restaurateurs and managers, I say to them, this is a combination that I found that worked. You let me know what you want. If it's a bar, it's always going to be loud. If it's, but in a restaurant, I think that you have to have that quiet time.
But still, there are people who go to bars occasionally because they've heard good things about the pizza or the deep fried pickle slices or whatever it is. And you go in there, and there's one in particular that we've gone to a number of times. It's near our house. We go in, and usually it's sit down and eat and have a great meal. The last time we were in there, we go in and the band is warming up, and it's going to be loud when the band is warming up so loud that you can't talk.
Oh, that's not fun. That's not fun.
I mean, the
all.
warm up, and then they come on, and of course
the mic check.
Yeah, check.
While you're trying to eat, and that's not fun.
Boo, 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 check.
And then the drums, doom.
Yep.
Yes. The whole thing, I know.
You get all the solos right there. You kind of know what's what.
Yeah. So I was able to look up the Naples Botanical Garden, and one of my favorite things is coming up. It's the Water Lily Weekend, and that's next weekend. So I'll talk about it a little bit more next weekend as well. But just to kind of tease it, it's where the water lilies are in bloom, and they are gorgeous right now. If you haven't seen them, I'm looking at some of the pictures of the blues and the purples and the pinks, and just the colors are so vibrant. And the water lilies have always fascinated me, how they grow up through such mud and muck, and they come up and they capture the sun, and they really just bloom into these beautiful, brilliant colors. So that's going on at Naples Botanical Garden right now. So the Water Lily Weekend. So
I just put up your glamour shot on the YouTube feed.
Oh, okay.
I've described you as an influencer and an entrepreneur. Does that pretty much cover it?
That's very much so. Yep, events director right now. So yeah,
and events director. Anyway, so you're on the screen. You'll be up there for a few more minutes. I should have done it earlier, but I totally forgot.
No worries.
I forgot because I don't normally put pictures up of the people that we have on. I have them, but I don't think to do it. The other day I had who was it? I had somebody up there, and I left them up for most of the rest of the show because I forgot to look and see what was going on.
Well, and YouTube is new to you as well, so
Well, I've got other things to do.
Sure.
The visual is a small part of it. And
well, I appreciate you putting my picture up, my glamour shot.
Your glamour shot. Yeah, your
That's
glamour.
my headshot.
Your glamour shot. Your glamour shot.
It's my
your glamour shot. By the way, I have to recommend a show while you're here on streaming on Apple TV. There is a second season of a really, I think it's excellent, detective show called Sugar, starring Colin Farrell.
Okay.
And I can't describe it adequately to make you watch it, but just go watch it, because one of the things that the main character has going for him is he is a huge fan of classic movies.
Oh,
so
fun.
throughout the show, they interject these little clips from classic black and white films in there, and they play a part in the plot. It's because it's on Apple TV, it's unusual, it's a little bit weird.
Yep.
But it is so compelling and shot just beautifully. And it's a real homage to sort of
classic movies,
although it takes place in the present day.
And does he have like classic detective skills as well?
Well, I can't say too much without giving away a lot of it. But
I've seen it because, of course, I'm a Ted Lasso fan, which is just released.
Yeah,
again,
we've still got episode 3 to watch. Ted Lasso, fourth season now, not getting good reviews.
No, I haven't even started it yet because when it came on, Bobby was out of town.
We enjoy
and now
it.
we're out of town. So
Yeah.
I love Ted Lasso. I
Well,
love
you'll
the
be the
Ted
judge.
Lassoisms. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not offended by it. All right. If people want to reach Chelsi Murphy, how do they do that?
they can reach me on Facebook at Live Live, spelled Live. And I have all kinds of things there. A bunch of my entertainers post, so you'll see where they are. And I also put all the things that we talk about on air. I put those on there as well. So Live Live, and that's Facebook group, and you'll see all the fun stuff to do in Naples to Marco to Fort Myers, all the way up into Punta Gorda sometimes.
All right. Well, thank you for
fun
coming
stuff.
on with us live from your condo in Panama City Beach.
Yeah, we're an hour behind you, so it's 7:00 here. So.
Oh my Lord! Well, one day out of the week you got up early.
Like the old days when we used to get up at 5:00 in the morning.
Exactly. I remember those days.
So.
Okay,
Well, thanks,
Chelsi,
Dave.
thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Have a great one. Bye-bye.
You too. Chelsi Murphy on the Dave Elliott Show, and we'll be right back.
You've got Dave Elliott.
A minute out for Alice Sweetwaters. You know how much I love Alice's? Well, let me tell you how much I love Alice's. For the last 22 years, I have been telling everybody I can about how great Alice Sweetwaters is. From their fresh-made seafood dishes to their incredible bar, their wild wine list, the ability to eat indoors or outdoors, and I might add, some pretty darn nice gazpacho, you will find exactly what you're looking for at Alice Sweetwaters. Try the shrimp wontons, for example. They're absolutely fantastic. Or the little mini sliders, or the grouper fish and chips, or the grouper dinner, or the grouper Reuben. You get my drift? There's a lot of stuff going on at Alice Sweetwaters, including the best sandwich in America, the lobster Reuben. Check it all out at the corner of Airport Road and Glades Boulevard. Alice Sweetwaters, where they serve crabs, shrimps, and big people.
Have you finally found your dream home, or are you looking to refinance or pull equity from your home? Then call Alpha Title Services of Florida. Don't let fraud or hidden property issues, such as liens, unpaid taxes, boundary mistakes, or a cloud on title, to name a few, ruin your big day. That's why you need Alpha Title Services in your corner. They do the deep digging to complete your contract conditions and assure your title is clear in order to provide the ultimate protection on your family's investment. Before you sign on the dotted line, make sure your future will be truly yours by contacting Alpha Title Services at 239-260-1495. To protect your dream, let your realtor or lender know you choose Alpha Title Services of Florida to handle all of your closing needs. Trust the people who have been serving the real estate community since 1999. Trust the people you can call to ask questions before signing your contract. Trust Alpha Title Services of Florida. Online at alphatitleservices.com or call 239-260-1495.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
When Dave talks, his lips actually move. Dave Elliott.
Okie dokie, we're back here. I'm not sure why he's so quiet, but I guess he didn't want to be heard too well. Happy to say good morning to the former mayor of the city of Naples, Bill Barnett. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Dave. Good morning.
How's everything in your neck of the woods?
It's Friday.
Yeah, that's something to be proud of, I guess. We made it through another week.
Yeah, that is true, especially in this heat.
The heat, this is 10 days in a row of heat advisories. It can get to a person.
Normally, it doesn't bother me because I like to walk
Yeah.
And it has really bothered me this week.
Have you gotten up to New York State at all this summer?
No, we're gonna head up there in a couple of weeks we're gonna go up there for about 3 weeks in September.
Well, that'll be nice.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. Unless the weather follows me or something like that, or all of a sudden I go into winter.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. Well, although you don't know with El Nino, strange things are going to be happening this winter.
That's what they say. They say it's going to be the biggest that they've ever had, and the waters are going to be warm, and I guess all the fish go crazy, and it's like, oh my God, what's next? What is next? So you were talking about the winners in the primary.
We were on Wednesday morning. We were talking about it a little bit. We had Reg on, and he gave his thoughts, and I had Dr. Peter Bergerson from Florida Gulf Coast University on, and we got his opinion. I'm very curious as a long time. Not only, I guess you could call yourself a politician. You were in politics for a while, but also as a business person and a longtime observer of what's happening in the Southwest Florida area, particularly the city of Naples. What was your take on the election from turnout to winners?
Well, turnout was as usual.
It sucked.
What was it, 27%?
Yeah, it was
average.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, really bad. But you know what? And what I always said, it's a primary, and people don't care.
But you got no right to bitch if you don't vote, you can't complain.
Well, no, that's absolutely true. But I think people just hold off and wait till the big one,
the general.
I was surprised to see Jim Schwartzel win. I didn't say I was disappointed, so don't mix up the two. But I was surprised to see him win. He wasn't my candidate, and I mean his advertising was just grassroots apple pie. He and his wife got married right after high school. They were sweethearts. They're still together. She's there for him. He's there for her.
But it was, if you look at all the other candidates who were running, I know your candidate Oberweis was, he ran a kind of a positive campaign, and it was to be honest with you, it was a little bit goofy at times too.
You think so?
Especially with that one where they sang the song, the old 40s style song.
Well, let me tell you something. My wife, Chris, that was the first thing she said was are you kidding me? And I just looked at her. I said, well, I wasn't in that part of it. That's for sure. That was goofy. But he didn't beat anybody up.
But everybody else was like attack. I was the first person to endorse Trump. I was the first person to kiss Trump's ring. I was the first person to shine his shoes. I was the first, I mean, it got to the point where I couldn't watch the ads anymore because they were all saying pretty much the same thing, and that is, we want Trump to love us.
Right.
Nothing against the president, but nobody had any originality in their messaging. And Schwartzel was probably the least offensive of all of the candidates in terms of advertising.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that, we, as like you just said, every day in the mail, if there was a picture of the candidate, on a card, and then you turn it over, and there were a picture of two more candidates that are getting beaten up by that particular candidate on the front of the card. You know what I mean?
True enough.
And what they said was just, it was mean. It was just plain mean and nasty stuff. No proof. Even Byron got a couple of shots at him. And which is going to be interesting, by the way. Do you know Byron's the person that's running against him?
David Jolly. I don't know him.
Yeah. I didn't mean know him, but you know about him.
I do know about him. He's a former Republican who went sour on the president and changed his party affiliation. At first, he was just ex-Republican, and then he actually joined the Democrat Party when he saw an opening to run for governor.
Right.
The polling has them in a dead heat.
He's a pretty smart guy. I mean, I saw him on NBC News Now, and Hallie Jackson, and she put him to the coal. I mean, didn't hold back any questions, and he answered the right way. I mean, like someone that knows what they're talking about. And I didn't realize that up till then, because they had showed some goofy commercial on him, and I didn't realize it was that close, though.
Yeah, well, a survey on Tuesday had him ahead by 1 point, but it was within the margin of error, so it was essentially a dead heat. Look, it's still 70 some days away.
Yeah,
so
true.
Stuff is going to change, and we'll just see what happens.
Yeah. Some of the candidates I didn't even know. I didn't, I see Dan Cowell won his second term to Collier County Commission. And that was kind of expected.
Mosier
Tim
reelected to the
school board. A couple of judges I didn't know. James Stewart and I think and Amanda Levy-Reese. So I think people didn't vote for the same reason that they never vote in the primaries. They just don't. They don't mean anything to them.
They're just going to let somebody else decide for them, and then they'll have to vote on the winners of those contests.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, considering all the attacks that are being made on the voting process, we're hearing it from the federal level and everywhere else. It's amazing to me that more people don't get out and exercise the privilege of voting like they ought to. And I have to give kudos to Collier County Supervisor of Elections, Melissa Blazier, and her staff. They had full reporting by 8:06 on Tuesday night. 100% of precincts reporting within an hour and 6 minutes. I think that's I remember the last time you ran, it was like forever before we were getting results.
Oh, yeah. They just make you sweat it out a little bit, But like you say, it'll happen down the road, and in a way, some of the people that don't vote in the primary, like you've just said before, are just saying, "Hey, you know what? Well, I'll let the rest of the people pick out who I'm going to vote for. Democrat, Republican, whatever, and let them do their homework for me." And that's basically it.
So somebody just emailed me and said, why are they still running TV commercials? Well, the reason that you're seeing some TV commercials is because these are the winners who now have new opponents to fight for the general election. So Schwartzel will probably be running some commercials against whoever's running against him, but he's a dead nuts winner. I mean, if you win the primary as a Republican in Southwest Florida, you're in.
Yes, I agree with that.
There's no doubt about it.
Well, people are going to run commercials because they feel that they need no matter what happens, they feel that they need it.
Yeah,
they want to get their name out there, and it's important to them. And well, here we go. Like you said, 70 days left, and
can't wait for it to be over.
Oh my gosh, Dave, I can't stand it. I mean, if I get one more call and you don't know whether to answer the phone or not, because it's got, of course they figured this out a long time ago. They used the 239 area code.
Mm-hmm. Well, the simple way to do it is if the name doesn't pop up with the call, then it's not in your contacts, and don't answer it.
Yeah.
If they really need to talk to you, they'll go to voicemail.
Yeah, that's true. But the temptation sometimes is just too great for me.
So speaking of temptation, have you been tempted to go down and look at the progress of the pier?
Yeah, I didn't go down there. No, I have not. I can honestly say I didn't go down there, but I saw the latest pictures of it, and looks like it's coming along really nicely.
The TV stations are reporting that it's about 40% done now.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
And they're hoping to
I
beat
saw
the deadline that they had set for themselves of, I think, late summer next year.
Yeah, July. I think they had talked about last year, July 27th or something like that.
Do you
But
see any way that possibly could have been expedited to get the pier started sooner than it was, or was
I do. I think the council wasted a lot of time on things that they didn't have to waste a lot of time on. But listen, you know what I mean? Again, that's spilt milk, and the way it's coming along now will be great, and I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know that the lack of a pier has hurt our tourism dollars. You know what I mean? I don't think people are going, well, I'm not going to Naples because there's no pier.
Right. Oh, no. I agree with you, except maybe on 4th of July holiday or something, where they would come over from the other coast for the fireworks. And we still had fireworks here.
Yeah, just not at the pier.
No, just not at the pier. So, that was a good thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it hurt our tourism at all, and I think the summer's been busy. I mean, although the people keep saying to me, it's busier and busier every year or whatever, but I don't really see that. I mean, you can drive from one end of Naples to the other and nothing flat.
I did that yesterday, as a matter of fact. It was actually kind of pleasant. I went up to a light. I was at the light northbound on Livingston Road at Golden Gate Parkway.
Yep, I know it well.
I got there just after the light had turned red, so I had to sit through a whole light cycle.
Right.
And I think there were 3 cars behind me when I finally took off.
Right.
I mean, it was unbelievable. That won't be the case 6 months from now, but
no, it definitely won't be. And going out at 4:30, 5:30, 5:00, 5:30, heading out toward Golden Gate. Now is a piece of cake over the bridge and everything else. And a little bit of a backup now from workers still heading out. But like you said, a couple of months down the road, you better leave 15 minutes early or 20 minutes early if you want to get there, because you won't.
I want to ask you about something. I've been meaning to ask you this for the last couple of weeks, and we just either haven't had time or we got onto other subjects and got away from it. Pardon me, I got a little cereal in my throat, I think, this morning.
Oh, man. Well, hold on. Don't choke it down.
No, it'll be okay. It happens to me from time to time. You know what I need is a slurp of water here. Let me take a slurp of water here. Can you sing Tea for Two or something while I'm doing this?
Yeah. I'll just talk about what I'm going to have for breakfast when I get off the phone with you.
No, I don't want to know.
Well, I have choices of Raisin Bran with clusters and
I love
Cheerios.
those things.
So.
No, I was going to ask you about the growth. You and I have not really talked about what's happening up at the Davis Triangle with the 2 high rises and a third one to be built.
Right.
And then the new Marriott that's going up on the other side of the East Trail out a little bit further, and how that affects the entry coming from the east to the city of Naples. My main question goes back to something that the council and people other than the council have discussed for many, many years, and that is what to do for pedestrians at the 4 corners. Isn't it amazing that even after all these years, there is still no solution to the mess, and it really is a mess at that intersection.
Yeah, trying to get across.
Yeah.
Well, I can go back probably as far as I can remember, and that's these days pretty good, maybe, but I remember when, I don't know if you remember this or not, when we had a contest,
I do.
A real contest, and there were European architects that put in designs, and the best one was the underground tunnel.
I remember that.
That was that should have been the winner. but they didn't quite understand. Well, you can't quite do that here in Florida.
Well, you
But
can easily see what will happen if you take the tunnel that goes under 41 by the bridge over there by Bayfront, because at high tide, water comes up over the sidewalk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, well, you know what? If there's not a solution for it, you can say, well, there should be a solution for everything. But some cases they try and figure it out and try and figure it out, and it's just nothing's. You seem to get something that might work, but yet it
Well, let
doesn't.
me ask you, if it had been up to the city council when you were sitting on it as a mayor or a councilman, would it have been possible had FDOT not had to be involved?
Oh, I definitely think that, but how are you going to get away without them being involved?
Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying. So it wasn't for lack of local trying.
Oh no,
it was the state.
FDOT just screwed everything. They always could find something that was not going to work. I think today it would be a whole different scene, but of course you don't have that same opportunity today.
Well, is the problem traffic flow? Because when you head east, there are two lanes that turn right.
Yes.
On 41 there at the Four Corners.
Yeah, and then one to go straight.
One that goes straight, and one of the lanes is almost always green, while the other one stops for red. I mean, they both stop. They both turn red, but
right.
One of the lanes, and it's very confusing if you're a pedestrian as to try to figure out: am I going to get hit? Or can I make it?
Yeah.
Can I make it to the median before the next knucklehead comes blasting around the corner there? What about the idea of the overhead crosswalks? Because I know that was discussed at one time.
I always liked that idea. I thought it would work, and they could have done it artistically so that it would work. But I guess now the cost and everything else, and I don't hear anything about that anymore. And you know what, Dave? I don't know, because I'm not in office, and I speak to council people once in a while, some friends on there, but I don't ever hear anything about it. I hear more about what you're talking about, the Davis Triangle. About I was questioned the other day about how horrible that is and whatever, but it's in the county, and I candidly, if I'm driving to Naples and whatever it is, what am I going to do? Stop and turn around and say, "Oh my God, can't stand the looks of that building. I'm not coming to Naples." I don't think you're going to see that.
Well, there's more to come, because where Seed to Table is right now, that's going to be a big development.
Well, they say so. Yeah, I heard that.
Well, I mean, assuming the financing and everything comes through.
Right.
There's still one more, as I understand it, there's one more building to go up at the Triangle, right at the peak of the Triangle there.
Yeah.
You're going to have the Marriott down the street, another Marriott.
Well, yeah. Listen.
And then isn't that going to change the landscape of the East Trail between Airport and Fifth Avenue?
It might, but the better question is yes, it's going to change the landscape, and no, I'm not going to like it, because I've been here a long time. And is it going to stop anybody from coming or going? No. And so you'll hear a lot of, you'll see a lot of press on it and whatever, but people will buy in there, no doubt about it. They'll stay at the new Marriott. Fred's building the big one down there, as I heard, pretty well. There's pretty well sold out. I mean, that they're getting sales and everything else. And I just think it's one more thing to say, geez, this is not our Naples. It's ruining our Naples, but it's really and truly not. And it's not in the city of Naples. And, and if you come into the city of Naples, you kind of forget what that other thing looks like out there, other than the fact that you have to look at it. So,
So are you in favor then of the current sort of council groupthink about not granting variances for downtown in terms of height?
No, heck no, I'm not in favor of that. I definitely am not in favor of it. I think you take one variance at a time, and you walk it through, and you look at it real carefully, and you think, what's this going to be like 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 years from now. And I remember being on councils where we did that, and it worked out, as you can see the results today. But no, I'm not in favor of that at all. But you know what? I don't pay a hell of a lot of attention anymore. I sit glued in front of the TV. I don't need to look at Heitman, and I don't know, what, if anything, is going to happen with her now. I guess they're back from vacation. I guess this week. I don't even know.
Well, I guess my question regarding that, since you brought her name up, is how come nobody on the council has spoken out one way or the other?
Well, you and I talked about this for a quick minute the last time.
I know, but now distances. There's
No.
been time for them to do it, and nobody's doing it.
Right. Well, I have a thought, but I can't say it on the air.
Well, we're not on the air. We're on YouTube. You can say whatever the hell you want.
Oh, that's true. Well, they don't have the balls. That's all.
Yeah.
You would think there'd be one, just give me one council person, Dave, that would have the balls to get up there and say it, and they don't, and they haven't yet. And if they haven't yet, I'd be surprised if they do it. And it's just, it's kind of sad. But like anything else, it's going to move on. And obviously, she's not resigning. And as the days go by, there'll be less and less about that. I'd rather talk about Hayden Panettiere.
What a sad situation that was.
Yeah.
She was a beautiful young woman. I enjoyed her on Heroes. We used to watch her on Nashville on TV.
Right. We watched Nashville. We watched every episode.
I think we did too. I don't think we missed a single one. And she apparently, I haven't heard the latest, but I know they were thinking there was an overdose involved.
Yeah, well, now they got the DEA involved and everything else. But yeah, it is. The bottom line was it was a tragedy, but it almost followed her script in Nashville.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. And when you look around, I know it's about time to go, but you look around at what's going on today, and what is our president doing? I want to finish with that today.
Let's finish with that. You're a supporter of the president, are you not?
Yeah, and I'm feeling more and more. I don't know the word, Dave. But each day, he makes. I think the biggest thing with me is I'm not up in that league and will never be in that league. But the biggest thing with me is he makes promises and just absolutely blows them out of the door. He doesn't go through with what he says he's going to go through with. Well, and I'm not talking about the biggest things. There's some little things too.
But there's that whole thing called Taco. You know about Taco? Trump always chickens out.
Yep. And it's always something every day you can hear, well, backed off on this. And he said, he goes and he's going to kick the ass out of them he's going to bomb them if they don't do this. And then he backs down, says, well, we're going to take another 3 weeks. And I'll leave you with this. Why the heck are we fighting so much with Canada? And all of a sudden he's threatening 50% tariffs on Canada. And then he said, no, I won't do that. We'll sit and we'll talk a little more. He just goes off the deep end all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
Well, you're a little bit older than he is. Haven't you ever gone off the deep end?
Probably. My wife told me I do.
Well, if anybody knows, Chris does.
Yeah, that's for sure. Have a good week.
Thank you, Bill. We'll talk to you next week. All right. Bill Barnett, the former mayor of the city of Naples, here on the Dave Elliott Show. And hang around, because Impossible Question and other stuff and nonsense not too far away.
you've got Dave Elliott.
Are you ready for a culinary experience like no other? Mark your calendars for the event of the season. Sizzle Dining is happening starting September 1st through the 30th. Picture this, a world of flavors, a celebration of taste, and a chance to make a difference in our community. Savor delectable dishes, expertly crafted by top chefs, each plate telling a story of passion and creativity. But that's not all. Sizzle Dining benefits Blessings in a Backpack of Southwest Florida, a charity dedicated to ensuring no child has a hungry weekend. Dine with purpose. Every time you indulge in the exquisite offerings during Sizzle Dining, a portion of the proceeds will go directly to Blessings in a Backpack. So gather your loved ones, invite your friends, and come experience culinary excellence while making a meaningful impact. Share your moments with hashtag Dine with Purpose. Sizzle Dining, taking place the entire month of September, where taste, compassion, and community come together in perfect harmony. Reserve your table today, because with Sizzle Dining, every bite counts and every meal matters.
When it comes to your health, there's no cookie cutter way to do things. Each person is individualized in their needs and their desires, and that's the case with your hearing too. Naples Audiology and Hearing Center, with 2 locations in Naples, one in Colonial Square off Goodlette Frank Road, the other in the Vanderbilt Commons at Vanderbilt and Collier Boulevard, are here to help you. They help you with individualized treatment. You go in for a free hearing evaluation, and if you should happen to need a little help from a hearing device, they can offer you the exact device you need, the exact technology you need for your particular needs. Don't let your hearing get in the way of enjoying your life. They even have devices that can cut out the background noise if you're in a big crowd someplace. Naples Audiology and Hearing Center, I've been going to them for years, and I know you should too. Believe me, you will notice the difference right away. Naples Audiology and Hearing Center, online at napleshearingcenter.com.
Put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
He's always worn a mask to conceal his secret identity. Dave Elliott.
Thank you very much. It's 8:33 on this Friday morning. Today's the 21st of August, and we're here until, I don't know, about another 15 minutes or so, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Just depends on whether we get through all of our stuff and nonsense or not. Thank you for hanging out with us on YouTube. You can find us at the Dave Elliott Show on YouTube anytime, 24/7. We go live every morning from 7 until about 8:50 or thereabouts. And on top of all that, we give you a chance to win prizes when we play What the Heck Is It? No, not What the Heck Is It? We used to do that, didn't we? It's the impossible question. I wish I could do What the Heck Is It? But under the rules of YouTubing, I'm not allowed to play music that has a copyright associated with it because I'll get shut down, so I can't do it. That's why I don't. Birthdays today. Kim Cattrall. What was her character name? Samantha on Sex and the City. 70 years old. Carrie Ann Moss. You remember her from the Matrix films. 59. Alicia Witt is 51. I think she was on the old Sybil TV show at one point and now appears on Law and Order Criminal Intent. Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, is 53. Tarek El Moussa from Home and Garden TV, HGTV TV host, 45. Cameron Winklevoss and Tyler Winklevoss, twins, are 45 years old. They claim they were co-founders of Facebook, and there was a lawsuit against Facebook to try to get them some cash. Brody Jenner is 43. Usain Bolt, often one time known as the fastest man on earth, 40 years old. Brooks Wheelan from Saturday Night Live, 40. Singer Casey Musgraves is 38 today. And Bo Burnham, I don't know that name. I know the name, I just don't know where I know it from, is 36. And also Tom D is celebrating his birthday today, and I think it's a big one if I'm not mistaken. Tom D knows who he is, and happy birthday to him, and many happy returns, as it turns out. Well, the first of 7 debates between U.S. Senate candidates Abraham Lincoln and Stephen A. Douglas was held on this date in 1858 in Ottawa, Illinois. I wonder if they called each other names and said, You're a carpetbagger. In 1912, Arthur Eldred became the first Eagle Scout by earning 10 badges of his choice and 11 specific badges. In 1959, on August 21st, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, Ike, signed an executive order proclaiming Hawaii the 50th state in the Union. I don't think they spelled Hawaii in that proclamation with the apostrophe I the way it is spelled now. In 1987, Sergeant Clayton Lone Tree, the first Marine ever court-martialed for spying, was convicted in Quantico, Virginia, of passing secrets to the KGB. In the year 2000, for some reason, why is it that we call the year 2000 the year 2000 and we don't just call it 2000? I've often wondered about that. Rescue efforts to reach the sunken Russian nuclear submarine Kursk ended with divers announcing none of the 118 sailors had survived. 23 years ago, in the most prestigious theater in Rio de Janeiro, a Brazilian director dropped his pants on stage and mooned the audience after it booed his latest production. It didn't have the effect he wanted because the audience, well, they cheered the mooning. Probably found it more entertaining than the movie. In 2006, a Kenosha, Wisconsin man got trapped in a waist-deep vat of liquid chocolate. The 21-year-old employee of the Debeli Corporation claims he crawled into the tank to unplug it and only realized he was stuck when he tried to get out. It took co-workers, police, and firefighters 2 hours to complete the rescue, eventually using cocoa butter to thin down the chocolate and pry him free. And there's a little tip for you. Anytime you use chocolate, cocoa butter is always a good way to cut it. 2015, 11 years ago, after 108 years, in a message in a bottle put out to sea by the UK Marine Biological Association was announced, found on a beach in Amrum, Germany. In 2018, California Representative Duncan Hunter, you may remember this, was indicted for using campaign funds for personal expenses, including maybe the most infamous part of it, a flight for a pet rabbit. 2020, Korean pop group BTS released the single called Dynamite. It became the first video to be watched more than 100 million times in 24 hours on YouTube. Can you imagine 100 million people watching the same video in a short period of time? I cannot. A new report by Unscrambler. It's called Unscrambler. It's actually got an extra ER on it. Has revealed Florida's biggest slang terms, including one that's become especially popular among kids and teens. More specifically, the study looks at Google Trends throughout 2026 to discover which slang terms Florida residents are searching for most often. Spokesperson Randolph Salahal said, "The most searched slang words of 2026 give insight into the cultural conversations happening in America." He said using slang as a social signal, what people search for can tell us something about what they're trying to understand and participate in culturally. And what is the number one slang term? It was number 2 last year in Florida. It is the term 6'7", 6'7", which I think means, what? There's no literal meaning to 6'7". Its absurdity is the point, making it a prime example of brain rot, internet humor, where the randomness itself becomes funny. It originates from the song Doot Doot 6'7" by Skrilla. LaMelo Ball, a basketball player, created a trending video about being 6 feet 7 inches tall using the song. Kids and teens scream and chant, often paired with exaggerated hand gestures. I'll give you the top 5 and their definitions. The number 2 most used slang term was chud. Chud, C-H-U-D. A fool, a troll, or a jerk. Often used to insult internet trolls and describe an obnoxious person who is unlikable or rude. Then there's something called LARPing. LARPing, L-A-R-P-I-N-G, a synonym to poser, fraud, and tryhard. Someone who pretends to be something they are not, faking a lifestyle, acting for attention. Here's another made-up word. Foid, F-O-I-D. It's short for femoid, a blend of female and humanoid, a derogatory and misogynistic slang term for women, used to express resentment, insult women, and reduce individuals to objects. And number 5, slang term in Florida, a cap, is a lie, a fake claim, or an exaggeration, whereas no cap means the opposite. I'm telling the truth, seriously, no lie. And then without definitions, the next ones are chopped, torta, unk, which is short for uncle, bop, and bird. And now you have the top slang terms in Florida.
The impossible question on the Dave Elliott Show.
And now the part of the show you've been waiting for, the end. No, sorry, not the end. It's time to play the impossible question, where you have a chance to win a $25 gift certificate to Alice Sweetwater's, who are temporarily closed for summer break, but will be open very soon for the balance of the year. And yesterday, we did not get a winner on the show. I'll give you the answer to yesterday's question. About 41,000 people will seek medical care this year after being bitten by one of these. The correct answer yesterday was another person or people. Somebody said bitten by their kid, and I would not accept that answer because it's not all-encompassing like another person would be, not only a kid but an adult. So I'll put it on Instagram regardless of the outcome of today's contest on the show. If you haven't won anything in the last 30 days, and remember, if your household hasn't won anything in the last 30 days, you're eligible to play today, and you could win the gift certificate. So here we go. Here's today's impossible question. Most parents want their children to learn a musical instrument. 16% of parents say this instrument is their first preference. Parents, 16% of them say this instrument is the first preference for their kids to learn to play. What would you guess it is? I'm going to warn you, it is probably, I'll give you the biggest clue, it is probably the one thing you would think the least a number of parents would want their kid to learn. And at 16%, that could be a correct percentage. Most parents want their children to learn a musical instrument. 16% of parents say this instrument is their first choice. And again, 16% obviously represents a minority. BA got it right out of the barrel. You know, BA, maybe you need to get a life. I'm kidding. Aha, it's a joke. If you listen to me every day, you definitely need a life. So what most parents want their children to learn a musical instrument? What do 16% of parents say is their first preference? Somebody else got it right. Can't win because she already won. Sorry. That's good. At least you're out there listening, and I appreciate that. But maybe there's somebody who hasn't won something in the last 30 days who wants an easy win. And this would definitely be an easy win. Most parents want their children to learn a musical instrument. 16% say this instrument is their first preference. You can call or text me at 305-699-2665 here at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're listening on delay, then you can go to Instagram, answer the question, and if we don't get a winner from an eligible person on the show itself, and we've had a number of people who are not eligible who got the answer right, then you could win the $25 gift certificate to Alice's anyway. And don't forget, beginning very soon, we're going to be giving away $100 gift certificates to Sizzle Dining restaurants throughout the area as well. Somebody, Amy, said piano. Incorrect, Amy. Thank you very much for the guess. I do appreciate it, and it's great to have you on board. I love my friend Amy's with us this morning, and that's so exciting for me. Say hi to your hubby for me, will you, please? So give me, my wife got it right, so everybody's getting it right except for Amy. Poor Amy. She had the answer that I would have given, which is piano. 305-699-2665. I'll give it another minute here, and if we don't get an answer live, I'll put it on Facebook. But this should be a no-brainer. Most parents want their children to learn a musical instrument. Only 16% of parents say this instrument is their first preference, and probably for good reason. I'm sure the neighbors upstairs and next door would appreciate the kid not learning this particular instrument. 305-699-2665 for the impossible question this morning. Some truths that humanity is not ready to hear. Another one of those internet questions from Reddit. Some truths humanity is not ready to hear. You ready? No matter where you work or what you do for a living, there will always be that person that nobody can figure out how they got hired. You want to hear that again? No matter where you work or what you do for a living, there will always be that person that nobody can figure out how they got hired. True enough. Here's another thing that we're not ready to hear. The air in potato chip and Tostito bags is important. They replace the air, which contains oxygen and water vapor, with nitrogen, so the chips don't get soggy or oxidize. And they overinflate the bags to cushion the chips from crumbling during packing and transport. Amy tells me they listen every day, and boy, am I grateful for that. Thank you so much. Here's another truth that humanity is not ready to hear. Closure is an unrealistic expectation. You hear people often, victims of crimes, say, we just want closure. An unrealistic expectation. And you know all those movies where we battle the evil aliens? Well, what if we're the evil aliens the rest of the universe should fear? I think there's some evidence to suggest that could be the case. Another truth that humanity is not ready to hear, your vehicle's warranty is about to expire. I don't know how universal that is, but I suspect that it's happening. And finally, a truth that humanity is not ready to hear, certain groups of people now believe opinions are more important than facts. Hence the person who said a few years ago, we have alternative facts. A new study estimates that 2,000 years ago, humans spoke between 20,000 and 75,000 different languages, following a boom after the dawn of agriculture. This grew from the 5,000 to 6,000 languages spoken at the start of the Holocene era, 12,000 years ago, when there were between 4 million and 7 million people in the world. Today, between billions of people, only around 7,000 languages are spoken. It says only. I had no idea it was that large a number. And finally, I'll leave you with this. What to name your dishwasher? On social media, somebody said, we just installed our new dishwasher and the thing is Wi-Fi enabled. It's got its own app, and now I have to name the appliance. My husband didn't seem too thrilled with Dishco Inferno, so I'm taking suggestions. The comments were, these are like, the snowplow naming contest. Lord of the Rinse. Dish is how we do it. Right now you could go with Odysseus, because of the movie Odysseus, the Odyssey. And one commenter said their Wi-Fi enabled fridge is called LL Cool Jane, while all their smart light bulbs are named after characters from The Office. And I have no idea why you would name your light bulbs after characters from The Office, or why you would name your light bulbs at all for that matter. I'm the dim bulb in the pack, and I'll be back Monday with more for you. We'll be joined by our good buddy JC Bruce, and I hope you'll be with us as well, and another chance to win some more prizes when we play the impossible question. Have a great weekend. Find us here at DaveOnTheAir.com and at YouTube for the next edition of The Dave Elliott Show.